If you've been following along for the last couple of weeks, you may have noticed that we've been working on a huge landscaping project here at the house. If you haven't been following along, make sure you go check out this playlist right here before you go further in this video so you can catch up on what actually happened over the last couple videos. This is the fourth episode in this landscaping project. We first started out by removing the old garden. This old garden we created when we first moved into this property, into this house. The raspberries and the weeds have just really taken over. We haven't really maintained it to what we needed it to. A couple years ago, we also planted and transplanted some flowers into the garden, which we're going to preserve for this landscaping project. You'll see that actually in this video. But we wanted to preserve these flowers for this landscaping. So we started out by taking the tractor and pulling out the old fence and using the John Deere to mow down the old raspberries and the old weeds. And that really cleaned that area up really well. Then this project is actually kind of 2 or 3 projects kind of all melted into one, kind of thinking big picture, making sure, we look at the long term so that we can accomplish some tasks and goals now for those big picture items. One of those items is the yard light that we currently have on the property. The yard light is old. It's made out of a 4x6, and frankly that 4x6 is rotting in the ground. The bottom portion is getting thinner on the bottom and it wobbles quite a bit when we shake it. So this yard light must be replaced before the ground freezes and it breaks off in the middle of the winter if we don't. Now we are RVers. We do own a 37-foot fifth wheel, and we do take it cross country in a couple trips. We've taken it to Florida, we've taken it out west to Glacier, and when we don't go anywhere, we like to store it in a certain spot. Right now it's kind of it was an easy spot to make. We have some gravel down on a pad where it sits, but someday I ultimately would like to get that RV underneath some sort of cover, maybe a carport, not a carport, more like a pole shed that's tall enough to fit it. Where we currently have it parked is not going to work. There are some utilities we got to work around in that location. So with this removal of the garden, this kind of opens up an opportunity to be able to put a RV parking pad there and potentially in the future a pole shed for the RV. So thinking long term, we're gonna bury electric for the yard light and then also bury some electric for the RV pedestal that we really want to put out there. We want to put a 50 amp RV pedestal, which is 220 volt lines that are 50 amps a piece. And then also potentially bury electrical for a pole shed that may or may not get built someday. So kind of thinking ahead, getting this stuff buried and that we only have to dig in the ground one time. Finally, all things that are free are not actually free. We were given a hot tub this summer, and while it sounded really nice to start with, and it's gonna be really nice, they did not have the infrastructure for a hot tub. So this project really started because of this hot tub. We wanted to have a spot that's nice, a nice landscaped spot for the hot tub. And so this required, as you've seen in previous videos, we had to excavate down 10 inches or to be able to place 10 inches of gravel and top it with 2 inches of sand and then 2-inch concrete pavers on top, just so that, there's a lot of weight in a hot tub. So wanted to make a stable foundation for this hot tub so there's no issues in the future. So we had to do that work, build that infrastructure. And with that infrastructure, we ended up having, to do something with our downspout because that was kind of right in that whole general area as well. So we decided, well, hey, let's bury that downspout. So we buried that downspout. I've never done that before. I'm not sure if it's gonna freeze here in the winter when it arrives. So we'll see. I try to put it together so that the downspout doesn't freeze. If it does, then we can bypass it if we need to. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. And hopefully we don't have any problems with that. But the buried downspout is really going to improve just the overall drainage of the area. And in the future, I can expand it if I need to. So then we have the downspout buried and the hot tub pad. So then why not just make some nice landscaping around the outside? So that's what we're gonna get into today. So let's pick up where we left off last time, and that is we started burying the downspout, and also we got the concrete pavers in place, and now we got to move on and finishing the downspout and finishing all the landscaping. So here we go. Getting final grade prepped here on the landscaping area. Everything is checked to level, everything's sloping from this area. While I know it's all sand, if we get any heavy rainstorms, I want to make sure that the water can go somewhere. So anything that falls up here goes down and goes in this little inlet here and then enters the storm pipe underneath. Now first time really tying into a PVC, and I use a flexible coupler to get it tied in there, and it'll work fine. It looks kind of ugly underground, but it'll drain. We're down here putting in fabric. This is all ready to go. ready for some stone. Cutting out for the drain as well. There's a drain down here. Now originally I was thinking about putting in drain tile all along this edge, but that seems like a lot of work. So I'm just putting in that inlet up here, and I put another little catch basin inlet down at that end as well to catch any water that will capture, because we have a natural drainage comes off this little hill here, kind of flows that way. In any heavy rainstorms, there will be some water going into that area. We did have water sitting right here on this edge as well, so I just wanted to minimize water standing, maybe going towards the house or the footings for the deck or anything like that. So we'll work on getting our fabric down up here and down there, get some stones in, get our edger in all the way down, and we're well on our way. We've been busy getting the edgers in. You got a nice long straight line down this edge here. Fabric down, and we're gonna start putting in the flowers and stuff that's gonna go in here. So we'll put all the plants in before we put the landscaping stones in. So while she's planting and moving those plants, I gotta work to get the conduit in for the yard light and RV hookup. So I'm gonna run some conduit from right down in here, in past the downspout, and then we'll put it right about there on the other side of the downspout. The LB body, somewhere about right there. So before I went downstairs and I just made sure there wasn't any wires on the back side of where I'm gonna be drilling here. I know I wanna be putting it in roughly on this piece here. I just go right in the dead center. But you can see that this one goes in there, this guy. So we're gonna use this one. And I picked up, so I'm using a hole saw, hole dozer, 2 5/8. And I picked up today a 12-inch extension from hardware store. Basically it's a 3/8 inch chuck. It's got a little set screw here and holds it in there. It allows me to use this hole saw deep like this. So here's the 2-inch conduit body. It'll be something like so. Yes, here goes nothing. Never done this before, as far as just this big hole saw. We'll go on low speed. There's one layer. Get my screwdriver. Got her all the way through. And that should take me into the basement. Oh yeah, I see light in there now. Okay. See if I can't get this guy to go all the way in. Oh yeah, there we go. Go downstairs and see if it's in there. Should be, if I remember correctly. We got smell I get with burning. So this is where the main panel comes in here. And that little thing is for the generator. And then this one is for the shop going up there. And where I was working was right up here, and there's the pipe. Probably hard to see for you, there it is. Kind of see it on camera. So, conduit body sticks out that much. So we'll work it off right like that. There, just like that. Frog. That's good. Right now I'm trying to, this is a 45-degree elbow. I'm trying to make it so it's about 22 and a half at this. I got a torch out, let's see if I can. There we go, it's bending. Without deforming it. So yeah, it's What do you think, Luca? Huh? What do you think? What are you doing? All right, the end is coming near for this landscaping project. The landscaping portion of the patio project, hot tub patio. And we are installing the landscaping stones that go on top of the fabric around the flowers. This is 3/4 inch wash rocks. So there's some fine stuff in here, like 3/8. It works pretty well for our landscaping. We like it. It's clean, looks good. We ended up buying about 2 yards of this stone. think we'll have plenty. There's a lot to fill in down here. Hopefully I don't have too much extra. All right, we got some straw and seeded, ready to grow. Plants are growing good. I mean, we just put them in yesterday, so we got them watered and everything is finished here. Earlier I worked on getting the downspout in. So I had this pipe in here before, cut it off right there, and then put in, I'll get you from the side here, put in a 245s to get this big 12 by 12 inch NDS catch basin with the downspout cover on it. And essentially what that's going to do is, if anything, any pine needles or anything coming in down through the downspout, and actually there's a pine needle sticking out of this right now. So if any pine needles, theoretically some will get caught on here and won't go down on the pipe, so it'll keep it clean. Any sediment or anything will gather in the bottom of the catch basin. There's about a 4-inch sump in there and allow it to collect any drainage at all or any sediment before it goes in the pipe. So theoretically should help it and keep it from filling with sediment in the pipe plugging. So next I got to pull out this old downspout, put a new one in. Actually, I'll fill in the sand first, put some stone and landscaping fabric in. Then I can put the new downspout in, and the ultimate goal is, if I need to, I can put an elbow on the downspout and run water out here if I absolutely last ditch effort need to avoid water going into the pipe. Well, that project really came together. We have the hot tub patio finished, and now we have the downspout finished. We got some nice little catch basins to catch any of those heavy rainstorms. Now we're all sand country here, so I don't expect a lot of water to go in these little catch basins that are intermingled in the landscaping area. But I do know that sometimes those heavy rainstorms, there's runoff that comes off of those little hills and off of the grass. And I just wanted to be able to have a spot for that water to go. It was an inexpensive add for a potential issue that I could resolve easily. The NDS downspout catch basin, the big 12-inch by 12-inch with catch basin, really is a nice feature. I'm glad I found that. I got it at Menards. And we honestly actually crack our window open at night when there's light rain, because it really provides a nice waterfall effect for when we're trying to fall asleep or when we're sleeping. It sounds really, really nice when we're laying in bed. So that was a great addition. I'm gonna get a couple more of them. I have 2 more downspouts on the house, and I'm gonna utilize those, and I'd like to bury those downspouts as well, perhaps next summer. We'll see when we get there. So next, all we have to do, really easy, is, no, it's not easy, is we gotta get the hot tub ready to go. There's some repairs that need to be made onto it, and then also we need to put in the infrastructure for the electrical. We don't have any more circuit breakers on the circuit panel in our basement, so I got to put in a sub panel and get some breakers moved around so that we can have room for the hot tub, and then in the future for the RV pedestal and perhaps wire or a couple circuits for a potential pole shed in the future. So that's kind of what's next on the docket with this project. Now, if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes of this landscaping hot tub project, make sure you go check them out right here.